transformation, it is the process of uptake of DNA fragment from external medium by a competent cell. Important term here, competent cell. So students, suppose this is a bacterial cell, alright, and this is the DNA fragment. So uptake of, this is DNA fragment and this is bacterial cell. The uptake of this DNA fragment by this cell is called transformation. But every cell cannot take place. You cannot take the DNA fragment as such. This cell have to be prepared to uptake the DNA, and that cell is called competent cell. The bacterial cell that is able to uptake fragment of DNA, that are called competent cell. Now, how can we make a cell competent? If we want to make a cell competent, so how can we make that? So, treatment with calcium chloride. This is important question for NEET. Sometimes calcium ions are also asked. Ca2 plus you can also say. So, this helps in forming a cell into, you can say, competent cell that helps in transformation, uptake of DNA. So this is one of the method of, you can say, DNA transfer in case of bacteria, that comes under sexual recombination. Now this transformation experiment, sometimes the question is asked, who done the transformation experiment? So the transformation experiment was done by Griffith in 1928. And the bacteria used was Streptococcus pneumonia. Alright student. So Griffith used 2 strains of Streptococcus pneumonia. One is R strain, one is S strain. This is non-virulent, doesn't cause any disease, and this is virulent, that causes disease. Now, how the Griffith used these 2 strains? First of all, in case 1, Griffith used mice and inoculate R strain of bacteria in mice. What will happen? Mice alive, because this is non-virulent. This is R means rough, that doesn't have capsule. S means smooth, that have capsule. Whenever the bacterial cell having a hard, you can say, layer, that is maybe form of glycocalyx like that, that is called capsule. If it is loose in nature, that is called slime layer. If it is hard in nature, that is present outside the cell wall of bacteria, sometimes that is called capsule. And generally capsule are present in pathogenic bacteria, or you can say virulent bacteria that are disease causing. Alright. So in second case, the Griffith take mice plus S strain. S strain is virulent. S strain is virulent. What will happen? Mice died. Means simply, if we take non-virulent strain, that is R strain, mice alive. If we take S strain, that is virulent strain, the mice will die. In third case, very important student, in third case, we take mice R strain, this is heat kill, plus S strain, that is heat kill plus R strain. See, S strain, that is virulent, that cause disease, that is already heat kill, and R strain that doesn't cause any disease, that is okay, you can say. So what should be the result? The mice should alive, but what happens? Mice will die. Mice died. Why? because of the process of transformation. This transformation is responsible for, that means the S strain cannot cause disease itself, but there is something that transfer from S strain to R strain that makes non-virulent R strain into virulent one. This is the Griffith experiment done in 1920. But what is that transforming material? What is transferred from R strain to S strain that kills the mice? This is the main question that is proved by, what is the transforming material? This is proved by 3 scientists in 1944. Very important question for NEET student. Avery, MacLeod and McCarthy, they proved the biochemical nature of gave, you can say, or prove, you can say, biochemical nature of transforming material. And what they prove? That is DNA. How they prove? Students, first of all, they use the enzyme RNAs that degrade RNA, but there is no effect on transformation. Then they use protease enzyme that degrades protein, but then even then, if protein is degraded, there is no effect on this. You can say experiment, mice will again dead. Then when he degrade the DNA with the help of enzyme DNAs, they observed that this transformation stopped. It doesn't occur. That means RNA have no effect, protein have no effect, but DNA affects transformation. That means DNA is the transformation material. DNA is the genetic material that transfers from, you can say, S strain to R strain, because S strain is heat killed here and R strain is okay, but it is non-virulent. So something is transferred from S strain that makes is virulent, and that substance is DNA. Alright students, so this is transformation experiment, very important. Next we are coming to conjugation. Students, as you have studied that there is no nuclear membrane in case of bacteria, and the DNA that is present without nuclear membrane, that is called nucleoid. Alright, that is called nucleoid. Have you ever heard about plasmids? Let me explain. Suppose this is a bacterial cell. This is DNA without any nuclear membrane, and here are some circular structures, circular DNA. These are called plasmids. These are plasmids. These are extra chromosomal, very important, extra chromosomal circular DNA. Alright, and this is chromosomal DNA. Chromosomal DNA. So this is bacterial cell. So suppose there are two bacteria. There are two bacterial cells. One having a plasmid called F plasmid, and second one doesn't have this plasmid. Both have chromosomal DNA, but only one have plasmid, that is F plasmid. Students, this F plasmid is responsible for fertility. Fertility means only the bacteria that have F plasmid that can undergo conjugation, that can make sex pili. We have discussed in our last lecture that some small hair-like structures are present that are called pili, that may be long, that may be small. Small is in virulent bacteria, that helps in attachment in host surface, and the longer one is called sex pili, that helps in sexual, you can say, recombination in case of bacterial cell. So the bacterial cell that have this F plasmid, this is called F positive bacterial cell, and the bacterial cell that doesn't have F plasmid, this is called F negative. Alright students, now what happened? A sex pili will form, or you can say conjugation tube. Conjugation tube. This is donor bacterium The bacteria that have F plasmid, that is called F positive, and that is also called donor bacterium. The bacterium that do not have any F plasmid, this is called recipient, because it will take a copy of F plasmid with the help of conjugation tube. This is recipient bacterial cell, or you can say bacterium. So what will happen? This is sex pili, you can say, or in other words you can say conjugation tube. That's why this process is called conjugation. This process is called conjugation. First we have done transformation, then second process of sexual reproduction is conjugation. The conjugation tube is formed here. That's why this process is called conjugation. Alright students. Now the copy of F plasmid, this F plasmid will undergo replication, will form one more copy with the help of process of replication, and one copy will come here. Now this F negative again become F positive. Students, simple concept here is that the bacterial cell that have F plasmid, that is for fertility, that bacterial cell is called F positive and that act as donor, and the bacterial cell that do not have this F plasmid for fertility, that is called recipient, that will take a copy of F plasmid from F positive cell. Sometime in competitions, question is asked, what is HFR? This is high frequency plasmid. What happened? Sometime this plasmid DNA that is entered from after replication from F positive, sometime it integrate with this chromosomal DNA, then it is called as HFR, high frequency plasmid. Alright students, so this is conjugation that helps in bacterial cells with the help of conjugation tube or sex pili, you can say, and fertility factor F plasmid is responsible for that. Student, in class 12th, in the chapter of biotechnology and molecular biology, you will read about different types of plasmid, like R plasmid for resistance, B plasmid for virulence. So number of plasmids are there, but here you have to remind the concept of F plasmid. Next, last sexual recombination process is transduction. One more method to transfer DNA or fragment in case of bacteria is transduction. Students, you have heard that there are animal viruses that you can say infects animals. There are plant viruses that infects plants. Similarly, there are viruses that infects bacteria. We are doing the process of transduction. Alright. So, before starting transduction, you will have to understand a concept that there are viruses that can infect bacteria, and that is called bacteriophage. Bacteriophage, you can say. Alright. This is head, this is neck, and this is tail. They can attach, for example, this is a bacterial cell, this is the chromosomal DNA. These viruses can attach at the host surface, bacterial host surface, to which he have to infect with the help of this tail. So bacteria, what are bacteriophage? Very important. Viruses that infects bacteria. So this is their genetic material, that may be RNA or DNA, you can say. Alright, generally it is DNA. The viruses that infect bacteria that have DNA. And this is protein coat. This is protein coat that is made up of capsomers. So this protein coat will remain outside. What happened? This DNA, this bacteriophage DNA will go inside. Whenever the bacteriophage infects the bacterial cell, the protein coat will remain outside. Only the phage DNA will enter inside the bacterial cell. This is bacterial cell. This is the virus that infects bacteria. It is called bacteriophage. It will transfer only its genetic material. The protein coat, the outer covering, remain outside the bacterial cell. Alright. So, this type of transfer is called transduction. Alright. Because when these phage particles will multiply itself and form new phage particles and come out, sometimes they can integrate within the bacterial cell, and when they detach from the bacterial cell, they may contain the part of this bacteria chromosome. So when they infect other bacteria, they can transfer the part of the DNA of this bacteria to another bacteria. Alright, so that's why this type of transduction is called, this type of process is called transduction. Clear the concept. Here the bacteriophage will infect the bacterial cell. The phage DNA integrated into bacterial chromosome or bacterial DNA, and when it detach again, sometimes the part of bacterial DNA come with that phage DNA. Alright, and when this phage DNA form multiple copies and go and infect other bacterial cells, so some part of the bacterial chromosome will also go with the phage DNA in new bacterial cell. In this way, the DNA of one bacteria or genetic material of one bacteria can go in different bacterial cell. This mode of DNA transfer, this mode of sexual recombination is called transduction, that is from bacteriophage to bacteria, you can say. Now, very important last topic, transduction. Transduction may be generalized. Alright, it may be specialized, and it may be aborted type. Generalized transduction, specialized transduction, and abortive type transduction. So, what are they? If any part of bacterial, any unspecific, there is no specific part of bacterial, if any bacterial part can be transferred with the help of phage, that is called generalized type of transduction. Any part of bacterial DNA can be transferred with the help of phage DNA. This is called generalized transduction. But if any specific region of DNA is transferred, this is called specific transfer. Alright? If specific part of bacterial DNA is transferred, this is called specialized, as the name suggests. Next is abortive DNA. Sometimes what happens when the phage DNA enters in bacterial cell, sometimes it undergo lysis. So no transfer of DNA take place. That type of transduction is called abortive type, in which phage DNA along with bacterial DNA undergo lysis, or you can say changes into different fragment. At that time, it will not able to transfer the DNA. Alright, students. So today we have discussed respiration in bacterial cells, kingdom Monera. Then we have discussed